Oneway Zayy. Here at Crashboys News, Oneway Zayy, Maartin, and the crew.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Zayy, man?
Man, I'm just out here trying to motivate my youngs.
Trying to motivate your youngest. How old are you? 90?
17.
You ain't having a mustache when we met you. How long we known you, Zay?
Y'all know me about probably 2 years. Y'all know me about like 1.5 years.
1.5? Come on, man. That was 4 years ago. All right, Zay, just give us a little information about you, man. Your age, where you from, what you represent.
I'm 17 from Philadelphia, South Philadelphia. I represent basically just riding, motivating the kids to not do, stuff that might get you caught up in something that you don't want to get caught up in. And the bikes just take you away from all of that. And I just want to see all these kids on bikes.
That's sweet, man. That's sweet. So do you feel like bikes kept you out of a lot of trouble and crime?
Definitely, especially being a black man from South Philadelphia, and bikes just gave me like a outlet to let off like anger or anything that I felt. It just helped a lot. Like, people might not understand it. It helps.
How did you join the crew Oneway?
I joined basically, I used to ride. Once I got my bike, I always looked up to Oneway because in South Philly, that's where it started. So I looked up to them, and I would ride. Once I got a bike and all, and I got cool with everyone, I would ride with them every single day for 2 months. And then after that, I rode for 2 months straight every day. I ain't asked Corey or nothing. He just put me in. He said, change your name or whatever, and I was Oneway.
Okay, Oneway. How long you been representing Crashboys, like the crew Crashboys? How long have you known those guys?
Ever since the first Crashboys Rideout, that's when I first started, rocking with them, and y'all my guys, for real. It's day one.
Day one. Once again. All right. So, what you working on? What do you think this can do for your life? I mean, like, since we talking like that, what do you think? What's the future of bike life?
Right. I see bike life becoming more of a sport, because people might not see it as a sport. People might see it as us doing something wrong. And I think that we're just as talented as some of the sports athletes out there making millions of dollars. So I think that we should have opportunity to be on that level.
No question about it. I usually ask guys that question, and I like the way you responded to it. But most of the guys that's really on their game, they respond the same way. They compare it to the X Games and Olympics, and I like your response, man. So how much longer do you think you be riding?
Oh, until my bones break, until I can't ride no more. Definitely. People say once I get a dirt bike, I'm gonna be done or whatever. But me, I'm always have a pedal bike for the rest of my life until I'm too old to ride a bike. Definitely.
Something like me, or that guy over there in the background, thinking the king of riding. Are you associated in any ride outs, or do you think you're gonna put anything together like your own ride out, Philadelphia or any of the tri-state area? Is there anything that you would be working on, or do you have anything like a brand or anything that you're trying to develop in this game or in this sport?
I definitely am. I'm trying to get my merch going, for my YouTube and all. I got YouTube. I'm working on that, trying to get my merch started.
All right. You ever think about joining a team, like an actual team, a bike team, is doing other things or developing anything out here?
Yes, I'm always open to opportunities. Definitely, always. I just have to, contact them, be informed by what they want to do with it, and I'll probably be down for it.
Okay, Zay, The last time I saw you with my eyeballs from the sky was New York City Crashboys Rideout. How was it?
Keep it a bean. New York, when Crashboys comes to New York, it's always the best rideouts. It's always like my favorite rideouts in New York. The last one, the first one was insane. It was my favorite rideout in New York. The second one was my second favorite rideout in New York. But it was the best. It was lit. I was getting super busy the whole rideout. The whole time I was there all the way to the end. They saw me at the beginning of the rideout, and right before they left, I was the last face that they saw too. So, you know, I love going to New York, especially when it's a Crashboys rideout.
Now, when we was in New York, right? Like I said, I saw you from the sky. It was a little girl with her eyeball on you all heavy. They say you're quite a ladies' man.
Yeah, but I don't like all the ladies, you know. They gotta be about 600, 700 pounds, you know. I like them close to 1,000, you know. Big, real big.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Closer to 1,000.
Closer
you know.
to 1,000. Did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Did the world just hear it? If you're 1,000 pounds and you're looking for a handsome man, here he is right here. All right, Zayy. Now, what else do you do besides ride bikes on your off time on a regular day? What do you do, man?
You know, other than being with the big Johns, you know, I like playing basketball a lot, shooting hoops. I just recently learned how to dunk, so you know, it's lit. I'm out here playing ball.
Playing ball. So that's what you do the most. You play video games?
Nah, not really. Well, I'm waiting for the new consoles to come out. Then I'm gonna be on the games more. Like I used to be real good back in the day, but I cut that out a little bit because I don't like sitting in the house. I like being outside on the bikes. Yeah.
Now, I heard you got a video coming up. What's up with that?
Yeah, I was supposed to do a Crashboys video. It's gonna be real funny. It's gonna be one of the funniest videos. Definitely. I don't know when we're shooting it, but it's coming out soon, very soon. Y'all gotta look for it. Look for my name and look for me in the thumbnail. It's gonna be hilarious.
Did everyone hear it?
Yes.
We got a little crowd out there. A group of fans, man, came out to see you. You know what I mean? Supporting the movement. You know what I mean? Oneway, Crashboys. Everybody always shows up. To all the teams out there, we got people from everywhere sitting in the audience. But tell us something about the video and what texture do you like? How would you like the video to go? Like, how do you feel?
I don't even know. I want JR to just come to me with a crazy idea, something hilarious, something funny, and I just want to get busy, honestly.
When you say JR, you mean sneaky with the lens?
Sneaky.
Very sneaky with the lens, JR, man. I want to give a shout out to my man JR. I know this is the news, and that's kind of.
Shout out my guy JR. He always send me clips that I didn't even know he was around. You know, he real sneaky.
Real sneaky. Did I just hear somebody in the crowd say something? Somebody that want to talk? Did somebody want to say something? Does that?
Yes. What was your first kind of bike?
My first bike ever was a 24-inch Next bike. My first bike I ever learned to wheelie on. First bike I ever got. Hoagie. No brakes at all. Didn't know how to tighten them. It was just, I could have fixed them so easily, but I just didn't know how to do it. I had to figure all the stuff out on my own. And eventually I figured it out.
What was the first trick you ever landed?
First trick ever was a knee switch. When you switch your knees back and forth. That was the first trick I ever landed on a 26-inch swing.
How old were you when you first started wheeling?
Wheeling? Dang. I was like 11, 12 probably.
When was the first rideout you ever went to?
My first rideout was the RIP Swaggy rideout. I went with Don Q. He took me there. Met up with Mac when we went to Grace Ferry, and then I met Kier to Crafty, Oneway Zayy. A couple of my friends that are still cool with me now. I met them at my first rideout.
So Zay, where can we catch you?
I'm on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all Oneway Zayy. My Twitter is Oneway Zayy 15. Oneway Zayy with 2 Y's at the end. And shout out to Dean Maartin out here asking me the questions. He out here showing love with Crashboys International. They on Instagram, YouTube. Y'all can find them under that name. You mean?